Peter Parker, the amazing Spider-Man, had a chance to live an alternate life where his Uncle Ben lived. But when the web of life and destiny was restored, Peter maintains all those memories and gains a new sidekick, Spiderboy, who claims to have worked with Spider-Man for years. But everyone has forgotten he ever existed. On the other side, Otto Octavius has a faded memories of his time as the superior Spider-Man, and he cannot remember how he made the world's deadliest weapon, a fusion reactor. So trying to remember his old memories, Otto figures out when he was in Peter's body, he managed to build the reactor device, but he wasn't the one who solved the equation to run the device. It was one of his subordinates, Estrella Lopez, who worked out the solution. But Otto took the credits of the reactor device, and it drives Lopez mad. And when she attempted to steal the device, an accident occurred and it transformed her into Supernova. And she is convinced that Spider-Man is responsible for her condition. So she tried to kill Otto in Spider-Man's body, but Otto used his mind game and captured Estrella into a containment pod for eternity. But now in the present day, when Otto is trying to figure out the details of his lost memories, he accidentally frees Estrella, the Supernova, from her sealed pod, and it causes Supernova to target Peter Parker instead of the true villain, Doc Ock. Welcome to Comicstube YouTube channel. In today's video, we will review Chapter 1 of Superior Spider-Man. You can get the previous part on this playlist, so if you guys are new here, please subscribe and turn on all the notifications to never miss any future uploads. Please like, comment and share. All the text and images are owned by its respected company. You can support them by purchasing it digitally or from any offline stores. The issue opens up with a robbery where the villain Mirage is looting a jewelry shop, but on his way of escaping, he is confronted by the amazing Spider-Man. Mirage thought he can take out Spider-Man by himself, but Spidey reminds him he's taking a night off, so he appoints his junior partner, his Spiderboy, to handle this situation. Spiderboy is confident and he believes he can take out these D-listers, but he finds difficulties to locate the real Mirage. Jumping and attacking all the illusions, Spiderboy gets frustrated, so with Spidey's little help, Spiderboy finds the real Mirage by locating his shadow, and with a solid kick in the face, he knocks out the villain. After defeating Mirage, Spidey gives his sidekick a free treat, eating ice creams on top of Times Square. Bailey tells Peter they used to get ice creams all the time, but sadly, Peter forgets all of that as he doesn't remember Bailey's existence, and Peter tells his sidekick he also lived an entirely different life, as after getting stabbed by the totemic dagger, Peter lost all of his spider powers and lived a normal life with his Uncle Ben and Aunt May. But as the timeline restored to its normal self, his Uncle Ben is also gone, but he still remembers every single time that he spent with his uncle. Bailey gets emotional as his mentor forget about him. They used to hang out together, have weird adventures and also ice creams. So Bailey tells Peter he hasn't told him all the secrets, and as he about to remove his mask, Peter stops him as they are being recorded by a live telecast and it will risk Spiderboy's identity. But while the two spiders are talking with each other, they get confronted by Supernova. Spidey gets confused as he doesn't know who is this Supernova, and it makes her really mad as because of him she was trapped for eternity, and she bursts into full rage and unleashes a huge blast. But before it hits them, the spiders quickly dodge it, and by maintaining their balance, they begin to save the surrounding people. Meanwhile, in a restaurant, Anna Maria, a love interest of Doc Ock, and Aiden Blaine, one of her old co-workers, go on a date, and Aiden begins to convince her to work with him in his company. But Anna is confused of this relation as she fears of his romances because of her failed relation with Doc Ock when he was in Peter's body. But while they are talking, Anna notices Supernova in the screen, and she quickly remembers it is Estrella Lopez, and on the battleground, Doc Ock is watching the whole fight from a distance, and he is enjoying to see his greatest enemy is getting suffered by his plan. It is perfect for Otto, so he decides to record their battle, as he wants to witness Spider-Man is about to be incinerated by his greatest creation. Otto dedicated his whole life of creating the nuclear reactor, the unlimited power source, but every time his calculations were failed. So when he took control of Peter's body and took his place as Spider-Man, he got some help from his lab assistant Estrella Lopez. She solved the equation of creating the reactor, but when she tried to stall the device, the accident turned her into supernova. So in an act of defense, Otto was forced to contain her, but when he accidentally released her, Supernova goes to hunt down his greatest enemy, and Otto believes this will be the end of Spider-Man. During the battle, Peter tries to convince Supernova that she is attacking the wrong person. He really doesn't know her, but none of his words reach into her ears. But right at the time, one of her blasts hits a giant water tank and it begins to fall onto the ground and is about to crash the people. But before it hits, Spider quickly catches it with his waves and Supernova gets the perfect opportunity to attack Spider-Man. But as she about to take his life, Spidey swings the water tank and slams it on Supernova, but it barely makes an impact, and as she rushes through the smokes to end his life, she finds there is no sign of Spider-Man as Peter quickly arrives into an alleyway and removes his spider suit to become a normal civilian. As he knows, this supernova only wants Spider-Man not robbing a bank or trying to take over the world. The best way to keep everyone safe is for Spider-Man to get vanished. But his spider sense is still alerting him as unknown to Peter, one of Otto's Octoids is recording the whole situation, especially where Peter Parker is removing his mask. While Spider-Man manages to solve the maze and Supernova leaves the scene, the Octoid then returns to Otto and it gives him the details of Spider-Man's secret identity. Otto cannot believe that Peter is Spider-Man, but right at the time, all the memories of his love life, his adventures of being Spider-Man rush into his mind and he screams in victory that he remembers everything. Now years ago, during the time of Superior Spider-Man, Bailey the Spider-Boy is swinging across the town waiting for a crime, and then he notices a demon's mask, and as he picks it up, a glimpse of visions rush into his mind as his spider sense begins to alert him that his mentor Spider-Man is about to kill Mr. Negative and his minions, so he has to save them before Spidey takes their lives. And on the storage facility of Fantastic Four, the Superior Spider-Man takes out all the demons and is about to murder Mr. Negative, but right at the time, Bailey jumps in and seeing the whole mess, he asks Spidey why did he kill these people. So Otto tells him they have healing powers, so they are incapable of dying, and his act is nothing compared to what Mr. Negative was doing. He was stealing the Negative Zone power batteries from the Fantastic Four storage, so he had to stop them by lethally. But Negative tells Bailey it was true that he came here to steal the batteries, but when he arrived, he saw Spider-Man was already robbing this place, so Otto tries to defend himself that he was doing that to transfer them into a more secure location. But Bailey realizes there is something wrong with Peter, and he decides to take a scan of his body by using his psychic powers, as he thinks Peter is being controlled by Mr. Negative. But right at the time, Negative uses his powers and controls Bailey against his own will and forces him to fight his mentor, Spider-Man. During the fight, Bailey easily gets defeated, and as Otto is about to make his final move, he then remembers his abusive father, and it snaps his mind that he cannot hurt a kid. And Bailey takes the opportunity and allows Negative to escape the scene with the batteries. But before he can escape, the new Fantastic Four arrive on the scene, and Mr. Negative then throws his minions at the heroes so he can escape the scene. And on the other side, Otto manages to take down Spider-Boy before he can reveal Otto's real identity in Peter's body in front of the heroes. Otto leaves the place and disappears into the city, but Bailey is still confused of Peter's behaviors, as he knows Peter cannot kill a person, so he decides to find the real truth of his mentor. And with that, the chapter 1 of Superior Spider-Man comes to a close. So which part you like the most? Please share them on the comment section down below. And please like this video and do subscribe, as this will motivate me to make more contents. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.